Hello everyone, before I start I want to say that there will be some spoilers in this review, and also, so if you haven't read this book, I would recommend that you skip this until you read the book unless you don't want to ever read the book. And also there might be some rage. I am not going to swear or anything, but there will be some rage, so stay tuned for that. Okay, this is a book rant. It's not even a review, it's a book rant for the book The Romanov Brides by Clair McHugh. And this book tells the story, it's a novel, and it tells the story of Empress Alexandra Fyodorovna and Grand Duchess Elizaveta Fyodorovna, who were sisters. And this book starts off when Princess Alice of the United Kingdom dies of diphtheria, and Elizaveta, who I'm going to call Ella from now on, Ella is about 14, and Alexandra, who I'm going to call Alex from now on, because that was her nickname, was about 6. And so that's where the story starts off, and then it starts talking more about Ella than it does really about Alexandra. And it's just about her, the first 10 years of her life in Russia, trying to coexist with her husband, Grand Duke Sergei, and then her also trying to get Alexandra, or Alex, to marry Nicholas II, who there was an issue with because she would have had to convert to Russian Orthodoxy. And I am not going to read any more of this author's books for 2 reasons. The first is that she has a habit of taking a really good topic that I'm passionate about and know about, and she ruins it and makes it boring. This is a novel. This is not a biography. This is a novel. And then she has a problem with not finishing the story. It starts off, during the childhood, which is fine. A lot of stuff starts off like that. But then it ends when Alex, marries Tsar Nicholas II and becomes Tsaritsa. That's where it ends. And then there's an epilogue that, oh, by the way, everyone died and they were all killed by the Bolsheviks. It's like, you couldn't talk about their time in Russia? Alex and her husband ruled for, I think, about 22 years. And Ella was in Russia for most of her life. Ella started a convent. She got rid of all of her wealth because her husband got blown up, and she sold all of her wealth and made a convent to help the people of Moscow. And she was the last Romanov rounded up because Vladimir Lenin and his people thought that Muscovites would riot. She would go into the slums of Moscow and help people. She would go into, I believe it was called the Kitrovka, and the cops wouldn't even go in there because it was just dangerous, like extremely dangerous. It was like hell on earth. And she would go in there and help people. She would help prostitutes, so they wouldn't have to sell themselves. She would help children, give them little jobs to do things and give them a better life. And that is all washed away with this novel. And then you have Alex's problem with not being able to have a son, and not dealing with Rasputin when she does have a son with hemophilia, and her running the country and not knowing what she was doing during World War I. You could have done so much, but it ends with the wedding of Alex and Nikki. And I gave this author a chance. I gave her 2 chances, and it didn't work. And she did the same thing, even though that went down a little bit better as far as the writing was concerned. She did the same thing with, I think it was called A Most English Princess. That's also on my I've also read that and reviewed that. She did that, and it was about uh, Empress Victoria, who was the daughter of Queen Victoria, who became Empress of Prussia. And she ended it, and the lady hadn't even been Empress. She ends it. I forgot where she ended it, but the lady hadn't. Vicky hadn't even become Empress yet. And she has a habit of doing this and not finishing the story. And I'm disappointed in this because this is a topic that I know so much about and I'm passionate about it, and I've been reading books off and on about this topic, both historical fiction and biographies, since I was 19 years old. And I am just upset with this novel, and I'm sad that I used an Audible credit on it. And that is enough of my ranting. This isn't even a review, this is a rant more. I'm getting upset. And I need to review more books. And I did read one of the Royal Diaries. And I did read a book from the Wandering Inn series, which I will review. And I also will read the new Alison Weir book, The Cardinal, that will come out tomorrow, and I will use a credit on it. So this is a rant. If you want to see someone rant, if you know someone that wants to see someone rant, send them this book, this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I love talking to all of you, and it really makes me happy when I get a new subscriber, and I try and thank. Sometimes I can't thank them individually if they don't have a channel or whatever and they don't have videos. But if I find out someone did, subscribe and they do have a channel with videos, I do send them a thank you in one of their videos, their newest video. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.